Hi there. Today we are doing the second day of exponents, which we're going to multiply powers with the same base. So just a reminder here, your base is the big number. So 3 here is our base. My exponent, I'll do in green here, that's the little number in the top right corner. Okay, so it says here you can write the product of powers with the same base, like this example, using one exponent. Okay, so we have 3 to the 4th. So I wrote 3 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2 more 3s, and that's equal to 3 to the 6th. You can see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where the exponent 6 is coming from. Okay, so let me show you this in a few examples. I think that's the easiest way to see what's going on. So for the first row here, A through C, I'm going to show you the long way. Then after we get the hang of that, I'll show you a way to do it a little bit more quickly. Okay, so 4 to the 3rd. That means here that there's 3 4s, and then here that there's 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, geez, I'm running out of room. Okay, so now I'm going to count up how many total 4s are there. 9. Good. So my answer is 4 to the 9th. Okay, so now let's try problem B. 3 to the negative 2. So think of yesterday. Do I stay or do I go? This 3 to the negative 2 needs to go to the basement. 3 to the 5th stays. Okay, so 3 to the 5th, that means there's 5 3s on top. The bottom, there's 2 3s. Remember, I'm looking at these exponents. That's telling me how many of each number there are. Okay, so if I wanted to reduce this, I can cancel these 2 3s. Because if I wrote, like, what is 3 over 3? That's just equal to 1. That reduces to 1, and I can do it one more time. These 2 3s also reduce to 1. So I'm just left with my base is 3, and I have 1, 2, 3 of these guys. That's where my exponent's coming into play. So that's my answer, 3 to the 3rd. Okay, and then problem C, I have 5 to the 3rd, that stays. 5 to the negative 6, that needs to go. Okay, so let's write this out. We have 3 5s, 1, 2, 3. And then I have 6 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so let's cancel any that we can. Cancel these 2, then these 2, then these 2. Okay, so I'm left with really nothing on top. That means I just put a 1. Then the bottom, I have these 3 left. So my base is 5, and my exponent is 3. Remember, just like yesterday, we always need positive exponents. We can't have our answers with these negative exponents in them. That's why we're doing what we're doing. We're doing all these weird exponent rules to get rid of those negatives. Okay, so now that you've seen where we're getting these numbers from, let me show you kind of a shortcut. So for problem D here, I have the same base. I have to have that in order to use this rule. We're good with the 2s. Okay, so now if you maybe you notice a pattern up here. Let's look at these 3 problems that we just did. So we have 4 to the 9th is my answer. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 3 to the 3rd is my answer. If I add my exponents, negative 2 plus 5 is 3. 3 plus negative 6 is negative 3. It needs to go downstairs then. That's where I'm getting those numbers from. Okay, so let's try that. So I'm going to add my exponent. So negative 3, negative 3 plus 8 is equal to 5. So I have 2 to the 5th. That's a positive exponent. I don't need to do anything with it, and then I'm done. I've simplified that as much as I can. All right, then E, let's add our exponents. Since our bases are the same, 6 is my base. I'm going to add 9 plus negative 9. What's that? 0. Good. Okay, so 6 to the 0. And from yesterday, we know what that is. 6 to the 0, any number to the 0 is always 1. Good. And that's my answer. All right, and then F, before we start this, let's add this exponent in. It didn't write the 1 here because we don't. I would write that in before we start. Okay, so we have the same base. We both have 2s. The big numbers are both the same. I'm going to add -5 plus 1. What's that? Good. -4. Okay, and then we check. Oh, this is a negative exponent. We are not done then. I'm going to write this over 1, and then we check. Does this stay or go? It needs to go. So 2 to the 4th now goes downstairs. And then I just put a 1 up top because I have nothing left there. All right. Let's do one more. Let's do H. Okay, so our big numbers, our bases are the same, so we're good. I'm going to have 0 plus 2. It's just 2. My answer is 7 squared. Okay, let's flip over our page and let's try it when it gets a little more complicated. So now we're going to multiply in an algebraic expression. So we have big numbers. This is what we're talking about with big numbers. These guys are big. And then the exponents, those are our little numbers. Okay, so it says multiply big numbers. So I'm going to multiply my red numbers. 2 times 3 is 6. And I'm going to add 3 plus 5, because that's what I'm doing here. I'm adding. So I get x to the 8th. You can see here why it gets confusing, because I multiplied the big numbers, but I added my exponents. You got to keep that straight, which one's which. Okay. Okay, and then it says at the end here, don't forget to simplify negative exponents. We don't have any, so we're good with that. All right, let's try B. So we're going to multiply our big numbers. 4 times 9 is 36. Okay, then I am adding my little numbers. 5 plus -12. Ooh, what do we get? -7? Okay, so 36z is the -7th. And it says here, don't forget to simplify negative exponents. That's what we have here. So I need to move this guy downstairs. He's going. So 36 stays up top, but now z to the 7th goes to the bottom, and then I'm done. Great. Okay, let's move on then. Let's go to D. Okay, so stick with the same rule. I'm multiplying all these big numbers. So 2 times 9 times 2. Okay, so 2 times 9 is 18 times 2. We should get what? 36. Okay, and then I have 2 different letters. So let me kind of highlight these. I have A. I'm going to put a 1 there just so we don't forget about that. And then I have B's. Let's start with our A's. I usually do it in alphabetical order. Okay, so I need to add my exponent. So I have 2 plus 1 is 3. So I have A to the 3rd. And then my B, there's nothing else, so it just stays B to the 3rd. We check, okay, none of them are negative. We're good. Okay. Let's do F here. Okay. We have these big numbers out front. -4, 7, and 2. It's okay that there's a negative in front of the 4. That has nothing to do with the exponent. I'm doing -4 times 7 times 2. Okay, so what's that? -28 times 2, -56. Okay, then I'm going to start with my C's. So 3 plus -2 is just 1. So I have C to the 1st, and then I have D squared. If you want, you can just write it like this, -56C D squared. You don't have to write that 1. Okay, then we have one more. Let's do problem H. Okay, so we're going to multiply the big numbers. So 3 times -3 times 5. Okay, so we have what? -9 times 5. -45. Then let's talk about my C's. I have C and C. I have -1 plus -2. That's a -3. I have C to the -3rd. And then I have E to the 4th. Don't forget, you have a negative exponent here, so you're not done. So I'm just going to write this like a fraction, and then I'm going to figure out if anything stays or goes. So -45, that stays. That's okay. The negative's not in an exponent. C here, though, to the -3rd, that needs to go because it's a negative exponent. And then D to the 4th, that stays. Now I'm done. I'm simplified as much as I can. Okay, so we're going to stop there for today. This is multiplying exponents with the same base, and we also threw in negative property from the day before. So make sure you're doing your classwork and then checking your answers on the back to make sure you're correct.